What would you do if the doctor you helped become successful demanded $200,000 to save your own child's life? I should have known something was wrong when Dr. Marcus Williams walked into my daughter's hospital room wearing that same smug smile he perfected back when we were kids in foster care. But all I could think about in that moment was how my 7-year-old Emma looked so small and fragile hooked up to all those machines. The irony wasn't lost on me, seeing Marcus after all these years under these circumstances. Here I was, facing every parent's worst nightmare, and the person who was supposed to save my daughter's life was the same boy I'd helped get through high school biology. The same young man I'd co-signed student loans for when he couldn't get financial aid. The same foster brother who disappeared from my life the moment my family officially adopted me and left him behind. Emma had been complaining about chest pains for weeks before I finally took her to the emergency room. Single motherhood on a teacher's salary meant I'd initially written off her complaints as growing pains or maybe anxiety about starting second grade, but when she collapsed during recess last Tuesday, everything changed in an instant. The ER doctors ran test after test before delivering the devastating news that my little girl had a congenital heart defect that required immediate surgical intervention. "Mrs. Anderson," Marcus said, pulling up a chair beside Emma's bed with practiced ease, "I'm Dr. Williams, and I'll be performing your daughter's surgery." I felt the blood drain from my face as recognition hit me like a freight train. "Marcus?" He smiled that cold smile I remembered too well, the one that never quite reached his eyes. "It's been what, 15 years, Sarah? You look good, considering the circumstances." Emma stirred slightly, her small hand reaching for mine as she always did when she sensed tension in the room. I squeezed her fingers gently, trying to project calm even as my mind raced with questions about how this was even possible. "Mommy, is this the doctor who's going to fix my heart?" Emma asked in that sweet voice that could melt anyone's resistance. "Yes, sweetheart, Dr. Williams is going to take very good care of you," I managed to say, though every instinct I had was screaming warnings. Marcus leaned forward, his voice ticking on that professional tone doctors use when they want to sound both authoritative and compassionate. "Emma has what we call a ventricular septal defect, which means there's a small hole in the wall between two chambers of her heart. The good news is that this is completely fixable with surgery, but we need to act quickly." "How quickly?" I asked, my teacher instincts kicking in as I prepared to advocate for my daughter. "Within 2 weeks, ideally within 10 days. Any longer and we risk complications that could make the surgery much more dangerous." The weight of his words settled over me like a heavy blanket. 2 weeks to prepare for the possibility of losing my daughter, 2 weeks to navigate insurance and hospital bureaucracy, 2 weeks to somehow find the strength to hand my child over to surgeons and trust that she'd come back to me whole.